SHOT Show 2016 at the Kershaw Zero Tolerance booth, and meeting up with Jim once again.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good to see you. Now, it's been a little while, obviously. We got a little caught up here as we were doing the juggle around with some of the new product. And just to mention, happy anniversary on the 10th anniversary of Zero Tolerance. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Nothing like some guys juggling stuff behind you, right? It's always fun. Now, Jack Igarashi mentioned that there's the, he's very proud of the fact that, and he announced that Zero Tolerance will be providing the knife for the Japanese Special Forces for the Defense Ministry.
Very cool.
He's very happy with that, very happy, and large kudos to you guys. And of course, that's a part of the blending, if you will, with Ernie Emerson. And, so I know he's going to be very stoked about that as well.
Glad to hear that.
It's always good for it to come back full circle.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, and we've got a lot of product to talk about that's new for 2016.
Yeah.
I'm going to just hand it off to you with to explain what we've got that's new.
Okay. So we've kind of broken up the product into what I think are some kind of basic groups that we've got here today. So these are kind of what I would call economical utility. So I'm just going to take them one at a time real quick. This is a new design. This is called the Fatback. It's got a nice pointed blade. It's got a nylon handle with a faux G10 texture. Some nice grooves in here to give it a good solid grip. It's about a 3.5-inch blade. Again, that texture on the back. Reversible deep carry pocket clip. Black oxide blade, HCR 13 MOV, and a speed safe assisted opening mechanism. So one of the great things about this knife is that this is a $39.99 MSRP. So a lot of bang for your buck, a lot of utility in this knife. Just really cool.
Very nice. Liner lock.
Liner lock, that's right, yeah.
Very good.
So next we have the 1965 Rove. So this is another knife of a similar construction, but very different design, as you can see. A little more of a working style blade. Nice belly to that blade. Nice high hollow grind. Again, nylon handles with a nice textured patch on here as well. Decorative hardware, gives a little bit of a bling.
Kind of an elegant look on the scales there, or the handles.
Yeah. Yep, we'll try to make them all a little different. So again, a little more texture on the back. Reversible pocket clip. HCR 13 MOV blade, and nice stout speed safe assisted opening.
What was the MSRP? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, no.
I was going to ask what the MSRP, but I think you were going to go right into it. So
MSRP of $29.99 on this one. So really great price for this knife.
You're getting a lot of blade or tool for the retail price there. I mean, that's just
and that's really kind of the theme of this group of knives that we're looking at. This is a design by Todd Rexford. Again, nice new piece for this year. This one is called the Entropy. So you can see this is still a drop point style blade, but it's very aggressive. It's got that long, sleek profile. We've got a nice textured handle. Again, that nylon handle. Deep carry pocket clip, totally reversible. And then something that's been kind of a cool theme for us on a number of our knives this year is that we're doing hints of color.
Yeah.
We're not getting real colorful. I mean, it's just, we do what the customer wants. The customer often wants something that's actually fairly clean, fairly pulled back. So we're adding these kind of little details to make the knife pop a little bit.
And that's more of a subdued orange. It's not a bright, blind me orange.
Yeah, almost kind of a burnt orange.
Yeah.
So this knife also has an MSRP of $39.99. Next up, this is a really cool knife. Again, similar construction, but you can see what a great design this is. This is called the Portal. It's got a real heavy texture on here on these molded nylon scales. And it's got these 4 grooves that run down it in a nice flowing pattern, and are carried onto the blade as well in this cold forged texture on the blade.
Fluid lines.
Yeah, really smooth, really flowing. Great construction. Again, HCR 13 MOV steel, fully stonewashed. Black injection molded nylon handles, reversible pocket clip. speed safe assisted opening, and an MSRP of $29.99. Next up, we have a knife called the Grinder, model 1319. Again, this one's got a 4CR14 blade, bead blast finish, and it's got that really nice working blade. It's not quite a Wharncliffe, but that tip really drops down.
Very Wharncliffe-like.
Great for opening boxes, great for cutting cardboard.
And a sweeping edge as well.
Right.
Very nice. Good for like rocking, if you were going to be doing some small work where you're rocking the blade over something multiple times.
Kind of the best of both worlds, really. Again, nylon scales, nice grippy texture. I don't know if you can feel that on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then if you notice on the back of the blade, you've got full jimping all the way along here, and it's quite grippy.
And you can work your thumb or your finger all the way up on that for that fine-tuned work. I don't want to rock it on your pad, but
exactly.
And that's the intention, right?
That's the intention. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So again, MSRP of $29.99 on this one. Then finally, something a little different in this grouping. This knife's called the Barge. So we've got, again, almost a Wharncliffe blade, real drop tip. We've got a nylon handle with a faux G10 texture and a little bit of simulated machining in it. It's a manual action knife with thumb studs, stainless steel frame lock, lots of hardware, real beefy construction, and then kind of the elephant in the room on this knife is this big steel backspacer. So this is meant to be an integrated pry bar. Something we run into a lot, particularly with utility knives like this. We get people that pry with the tip of the blade, and they break them, and it becomes a problem. You have to fix it or replace it. And so we've just built in this big pry bar in here. You can see how beefy that is. It's over a 1/4 inch thick at the back. Really nice little design.
And that's part of the backspacer?
That is actually integral with the backspacer, yep.
Okay.
So
if you were to damage that, I mean, I frankly don't see how you could, but if you were to damage it, you could switch it out. You could replace that.
Yeah, I mean, a few damages, I think you've done well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and it's got this lanyard loop that you could also stick wire in and bend it. That was the actual original intention.
Very utilitarian.
Yeah, great knife. MSRP of $35, which really for all that steel is a nice price.
And out of this price range, if you will, or this series that we're talking, it's not really a series, but this grouping that we're talking about today, it's the only frame lock, correct?
Out of this group, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Now continuing with the new series for 2016.
Okay. These are some of the larger knives in the series. So, a little bit of variety here. So again, I'll start with the first one here on the top. This is a new Rick Hinder design. It's called the Ferrite. Model 1557 Ti. From the name, you'd notice that this has a nice gray titanium coating over most of the knife. 8CR13 MOV blade, speed safe assisted opening, and that back of the blade there isn't just for looks. It's again like some of the other knives you've seen. This is a nice place to rest your thumb, rest your forefinger for detailed work. So a really nice, fun, functional blade. For Rick, it's kind of a departure because it's a real long, slim design. Really something different. Different kind of flat finger grooves, flat butt. It's a steel frame lock on this knife, again with that nice gray coating. Hinder lock bar stabilizer. A little more of a Hinder style of a clip. It's actually sitting down in a recess like you would find on an XM18 as well. So to reverse the clip, you would take off this little filler plate on the front and screw the clip on over here. And then part of the fun of this knife is that this is meant to, these filler plates are meant to be the same size as the ones that you can buy from either Rick or from Steel Flame. So if you choose to, you could actually upgrade this filler plate and put something else in there. If not, you get this nice little Kershaw one that comes with the knife.
So you could, in essence, well, it's not really a customization, but you can add some custom-like features.
You could pimp your knife.
Pimp your knife. Well, I'm glad you said it, brother.
So, really cool piece. MSRP of $59.99 on this one.
Still highly reasonable. Very reasonable.
So, next up, this is a big fella. 3.5 inch blade, big beefy frame. This is called the Identity, model 1995. So, big solid blade. steel handle. This has a molded nylon inlay with what I've been referring to as a vertigo pattern. It's kind of a concentric circular texture pattern. Cool thing about this knife is that pattern continues on the back. It's actually cold forged into the back of the handle. So into that steel frame lock, you get that pattern as well. And it's really quite grippy as well. Stu, you might want to feel that.
Oh, that is nice.
So, speed safe assisted opening. Nice beefy knife. And a $39.99 MSRP on that one. Also got a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. And this is something a number of these knives have this year, is kind of a fun little, kind of mini pocket clip. A little more understated.
Yeah, and that would rest so deeply in your pocket.
Yeah.
And continuing with this general grouping, we've got the Emerson.
Yep.
I had to jump in on that.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a new addition to our Emerson Designs lineup. This is the CQC 9K. So those of you who are Emersons might look at that and go, yeah, you know, that feels familiar. That feels kind of like some of the more popular Emerson designs we've seen out there. We think this knife's going to do real well. It's a nice big piece. G10 front handle, HCR 14 MOV blade. Another cool feature is actually it has the wave-shaped feature like the majority of Emerson knives do now. But when you get that blade open, it hides up in the handle. It gives kind of a sleek look.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah, and that's an unusual aspect.
Yeah.
So the wave feature does completely conceal. Well, I don't want to say conceal. Well, it does conceal.
Yeah, it conceals in the handle.
Blade wave feature blocks away underneath the handle, underneath the scale. Very nice.
So then we have a
Good.
We have a steel frame lock. We have a standard Emerson style pocket clip with the skull logo on it. It's reversible to the front. Yeah, so really nice, big, solid knife here. MSRP of $69.99 on this one.
$70 Emerson. Go figure.
That's it, yeah. Okay, so last of this lineup of big knives, we have the 2200 grid. HCR 13 MOV blade. You can see it's a really sleek, flowing look. We've got steel handles with a gray titanium coating. These have a really nice chamfer on these edges. It makes it feel a lot more rounded. And this knife is actually, for being very big, the 3.7-inch blade, it's very slim.
I was just noting on the back of the blade, the spine of the blade, it is a very thin blade. But overall, this whole profile is very narrow, but you've got it rounded on the edges, or tapered at the edges, so it just fit really smoothly in the hand. And may I?
Yeah, please.
Thank you. It fits very well in the hand. You don't get the biting of the edges of the handles or the scales. Yeah, you just don't get it. You squeeze down on that, and you don't get the typical biting that you would on a narrow knife or a narrow profiled knife. Is that assisted opening?
It is, yep. Speed safe assisted, stainless steel frame lock, deep carry pocket clip, and an MSRP of $49.99 on that one.
Under 50 bucks. Well, right at it. Close enough.
Yep.
Beautiful. Now, Jim, I don't know about those elves at Kershaw and Zero Tolerance, but I think somebody waved a magic wand, and you've mysteriously switched your tire. I like it. I like how you do that. I wish I could do it. It's almost a Superman thing.
Every good diva needs a wardrobe change, too.
Now, we've got Les George over there. Yeah, the Mad Dog Les George. Yeah. Okay, keeping an eye on everybody. I think he waved the magic wand. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
So we're continuing with the lineup, for the new stuff for 2016.
Yeah, and it's appropriate that Les George just walked by, because actually all these new knives that we're looking at are designs by Les George.
That was very mysterious, wasn't it? How that happens.
Yeah. Weird how that happens. So we have 4 new designs in the Kershaw lineup this year that Les George has designed. The cool thing is that they all have a little bit of a family feel, but they all are quite different. So I want to start here with first one here. This is the Pico. So this is just under a 3-inch blade. Has a two-tone finish on it. It's got stonewash on the grinds, satin on the flats, bead blasted stainless steel handles. It's got silver hardware with a nice decorative pivot. Again, we go to stainless steel frame lock on the back, reversible deep carry pocket clip, and HCR13 MOV blade. And again, this knife is speed safe assisted. It's got a real nice pop to it. MSRP of $44.99. So if you're used to looking at Les's Customs, that's a really attractive price.
I'll say. May I?
Yeah, please.
Now, I'm just noticing from an end user standpoint, you've got the edges of the scales, or the edges of the handle, are just slightly rounded. Again, giving it that comfortable texture, that comfortable feel.
Right.
We've got the jimping on the back, just above the pivot point on the blade.
Yep.
Got some really nice, if jimping is the right word for that, on the back spacer.
Yeah, and for the viewers out there, that back spacer is actually a 3D printed part.
Oh.
So it will be much nicer looking in production.
Okay, very good. 3D printer. So basically, we're talking about the elves at Kershaw working on this again.
Yeah. So
very nice. And you did say it's speed assisted, correct?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it pops out really nice. Not too hard, especially on a small blade knife like this.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Jim.
Okay. So next up is a knife called the Weston. Oop, I'm going to smash right into the table. There we go.
Using the glass breaking feature, right?
I hope not. So the Weston has a full stonewash blade with kind of a bayonet look. Les is into a lot of military knives as a former EOD tech, so you see some of those influences in his design. So kind of that nice long 3.5 inch spear point blade. It's going to have a nylon scale on here with a faux G10 texture and some cool molded machining patterns that Les came up with. Again, we have a stainless steel frame lock, reversible deep carry pocket clip, and an HCR13 MOV blade. And like the previous knife, this knife also is assisted opening, so real comfortable. Strikes a nice balance, got a good pop. It's not like it's hard to open either. So, and this one will have an MSRP of $49.99, being a little bit bigger.
Still, I mean, highly reasonable for one of Les's knives.
Exactly. And that's something we've run into a lot, is you'll even find some of the custom guys that say, hey, I've got these great customs that cost me $500, $700. I like having a version of it that I can pick up for a street price of like 40 bucks, 30 bucks. I don't have to worry about it.
Right. If you lose it, you break it. It's no tears falling over that.
Exactly.
Well, not many.
Exactly. So this is the next one up here. This is called the Valmara. Again, this is based on one of Les's Customs. So it's going to have a full stonewash blade again with a really nice recurve. This really is probably the sexiest of these knives. Got a real nice curvature to it overall. Comfortable handles. A little bit thicker because it's got a nice radius to these handles. So this is going to be an injection molded handle on this one again. So a glass filled nylon with a nice faux G10 texture to it.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
Thick liners on this one. We didn't want to go wimpy on it because Les's knives are known for being tough. Again, cool backspacer on it. And I believe that one also is a 3D printed, so unfortunately you're not getting quite the full effect. And then if you look,
but definitely close enough, to have an idea of what we're looking at, size-wise, dimensions, and feel.
Yep.
Yeah, this is.
So if you like a knife that's a little more hand-filling, this is probably the one for you. And once again, reversible deep carry clip, that was big for Les. And nylon scale on the back, and HCR13 MOV. And this one is an MSRP of $39.99, so even a few bucks cheaper. And then finally we have a knife called the Spline. So this is another one that we think is going to be real popular because it's just a nice size. It's a 3-inch blade. We have a full black wash finish on the blade and handles. A bit more of a curvy blade, you can see there. The decorative pivot hardware that you see on several of these. Cool backspacer with a nice texture on it. It gives you a little bit of grip. And on the back of this one, we've got a couple cool features. We have a steel frame lock again, reversible deep carry clip, HCR 13 MOV blade, and we have what Les has been calling the beer tab over travel stop.
Beer tab over travel stop.
So this is keeping you from overextending that lock bar, but instead of being over here like a hinderer one, this one goes around the pivot. Okay. And if you look at it, it kind of looks like the pop top on a beer can. So.
Certainly does. And the black stonewash, you know, if I might say, you don't have to carry this knife in your pocket for a year to get that look. You can get it right out of the box.
Exactly, exactly. We compare it almost to a kind of worn pair of jeans.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of a worn pair of jeans.
Real worn pair.
How you doing, Rick?
Hey, pretty good.
Good to see you,
How's
brother.
it going? Oh, absolutely.
Just wrapping up on the beer tab pull, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we know you've got a few of those going.
Of
course, we know you've got a few of those going. Of course, no such thing as beer tabs anymore out there.
Oh, no.
But you can recall.
Yeah.
High school time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That long time. High school time, a long time ago.
Well, but still rememberable.
Yeah, beer tap pulls. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so that's the ration.
Yep.
And Jim, I can't thank you enough for the extra time that you gave us, and it was really great to see you again, brother. Good to see you're still kicking and alive. Still sporting the great beard. And you got to tell me the magical trick on the shirt again. I mean, the shirt and tie thing, you know, just to switch out like that. If I could do it, it'd be great.
It's not very often I get a wardrobe change in the video, so you've been really accommodating.
I try.